Hey guys, and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at TE Picks over on X, ready to break down the Tuesday slate. A bunch of games to go over today, so I will, of course, be breaking all those down. But first, we'll take a look back at yesterday. And, unfortunately, another rough day yesterday. So far this season, it's been an up and down season. I'm a streaky bettor. I have been my whole career. And when it's going really good, it's going really, really good. But when it's going bad, like it is right now, unfortunately, it's going bad. That's just how things are, especially for me. But full transparency, that's what we do here on the show, so I'm not going to hide from it. Seattle money line yesterday was a loser. They lost plus 114 here. Are the Flyers good? I don't know. But the Kraken, just as I move them right up in my power rankings, they have a bad loss here against Philadelphia. Didn't have Jared McCann. It really showed, and they lost. Shane Wright did not get a point. So the Kraken scored 2 goals, but unfortunately nothing from Wright. Buffalo Sabres and Montreal Canadiens. Caulfield did not score. Also had the over 6 in this one. Luckily to get the push there. I did not expect Jakub Dobich to start in net for Montreal when I locked in the over the night before. Unfortunately, he started. Buffalo still able to get 2 goals, so I got my push in the over. Unfortunately, Caulfield did not score. But Mark Scheifele did score. And there will always be people that tell you don't jump on streaks because they're going to end. And obviously streaks do end. But this was a case where Scheifele had scored in 3 consecutive games. Yeah, 4 consecutive games. And I jumped on for the 5th game, and he cashed. So plus 165 winner there. Thank you to Mark Scheifele. Should have been on in the game before, but there's so many games, so many players on streaks, as I mentioned on previous shows, and as I'll go over today, there's so many people on streaks that you just can't bet them all, and some you have to leave off. And unfortunately, right now, I am leaving off the wrong guys. That has been my problem, and especially here in this game, I bet Jack Eichel every game. I bet Pavel Dorofeyev every game to score a goal. Both didn't score in the Vegas's last game. Vegas was spreading the offense out to other people. So I thought, okay, I'll take a game off here. First goal, Jack Eichel. Second goal, Pavel Dorofeyev. And that's just unfortunately how things are going for me right now. But if you guys, obviously you guys don't have to bet what I'm betting. I'm giving you guys a lot of information about these games and other players on streaks. So there's hopefully some of you bet Eichel and Dorofeyev and won. Jarvis assisted on an Aho goal. And that's just the story of things right now. Just things are not going how I expect them to. But as I said, I am a streaky bettor. Things will get good. And they will get really good. Just hopefully soon, because I'm ready. I'm ready for things to go good now. That's for sure. Afternoon, Terry. Hey, Brisky, how's it going? Hello, let's make some money. That is the plan. That is the plan, Juan. Big slate tonight. I'm a streaky bettor as well. Streak, yeah, for sure. What's up, Terry? I smashed a like. Thank you, Richie. You always do. Salute, Terry. Hey, Kev, how's it going? Caulfield didn't do nothing, even 2 shots on goal. Yeah, just a bad game for him. Yes, I bet it both because your picks. Yeah, I know. Oh, you bet it. Okay, you bet both of them. Okay, that's good. That's what I want to hear is that people did bet other guys. Eichel. Ehlers, his first point of the season. It was. And Jonathan Taves getting his first goal for the Winnipeg Jets. That was nice to see. New fresh slate. Yes, it is. It's a fresh slate. Early, I'll stay positive. Yeah, stay positive. I feel like we didn't really hit our stride until late October, early November. Yeah, I feel you, Brisky. I feel you. Just been a rough, and I've had 2 really, really good days this season. Some small winning days, but a lot of the days just haven't gone right. But bad beats early this season, still lots of hockey left. Let's have a Tuesday. Exactly. That is the plan. And we'll jump into the first game that I'm going to be breaking down. Of course, as I do with the big slates, I'll go through most of the games, and then the rest of the games I'll break down in the other games of the slate segment at the end. Edmonton Oilers, minus 125, road favorites. Ottawa Senators, plus 105, home dogs. And a total of 6 here in this one. And things are not going right for both of these teams right now. The Edmonton Oilers enter this game on a 3-game losing streak. They are on a long road trip here. Started off with a 2-0 win against the Rangers, but since then, 4-2 loss to the Islanders, 5-3 loss to the Devils, and 4-2 loss to the Detroit Red Wings. So Edmonton giving up 4 to 5 goals, but only scoring 2 to 3 and losing their last 3 games. Ottawa Senators, if you watch my power rankings, Ottawa was one of those teams that dropped pretty drastically here. And for me, the reason being their goaltending is really bad. Linus Ullmark starting this game. He'll be looking to have a bounce back game here, but Ottawa's last game, 5-4 loss against the Islanders, 4-3 shootout win against Seattle. But before that, 8-4 loss to Buffalo, 4-1 loss to the Nashville Predators, and a 6-2 loss to the Florida Panthers, who are not really scoring any goals right now. So basically, whoever comes in here plays the Ottawa Senators has been scoring a ton of goals. Now you have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl coming in here on a 3-game losing streak, being pretty pissed off. I think this game is going to get out of hand. So give me the over 6 at minus 110. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these teams have gone over 6.5. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game here between these two teams. Edmonton is 5-1 in the last 6 meetings between the teams. And I think Edmonton is probably the right side here. Skinner, 1-2-1 with a 2.22 goals against average and a 909 save percentage so far. Linus Ullmark, 2-3 with a 3.99 goals against average and an 848 save percentage. Struggled in the preseason, and things have continued on in the regular season as a struggle for him. So we'll take the over 6, and you guys know what's coming. Give me Shane Pinto anytime goal, plus 230. I'm going to continue to bet Shane Pinto on a daily basis. Leads tied for the league lead in goals now, thanks to Mark Scheifele. He was alone in first place, but now Scheifele has tied Pinto. And actually, I don't know if Dorofeyev or Eichel is tied there either, but I'd have to check. But Pinto, so far this season, has cashed a bunch of tickets for us, and we're not going to jump off here. He has scored 2 multi-goal games, but he scored overall in 5 of 6 games this season, and he's been shooting the puck. 3 or more shots on goal, 4 of his last 5 games. There's just incredible value with Shane Pinto. He should not be plus 230 to score, having scored in 5 of 6 games and tied for the league lead in goals. So, incredible value. I mention him on a daily basis whenever Ottawa plays. Point prop, plus money as well. Goal prop, whatever you want to do. I played it safe with the point prop a couple games. He scored in both. Played the goal prop last game. He scored. So we'll go back to Shane Pinto here in this one. But before I get to the chat, other players on streaks here. Shane Pinto, over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 144. He's done that 3 games in a row. That's about it for shots on goal props. Point props, Shane Pinto, plus 105. A point in 3 consecutive games. Dylan Cousins, minus 125 for a point. He's done that in 4 games in a row. He's been pretty hot for the Ottawa Senators. Goals, obviously, we talked about Pinto. And other guys on streaks here, Dylan Cousins, back-to-back games with a goal. And Noah Phillip for the Edmonton Oilers, plus 900. He scored in back-to-back games for the Edmonton Oilers. So there's maybe some value with him. And then Batherson, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 145. Thomas Chabot, back-to-back games with an assist, plus 176. So other players on streaks in this game, in a game I think will be high scoring here. Last week I thought I made a bet, but I didn't. It was Connor Garland anytime goal, and of course, yeah, that sucks. That sucks when that happens. Third game in 4 days for the Oilers. All right, so maybe they're a bit tired. Pinto goal, yes sir, yes sir. Draw and Oilers win. Okay, third time betting this on an Oilers game, by the way. Hey, good luck. As long as it's a 3-3 or a 4-4 draw, I hope you win. Sup, Terminator? Hey, Sloth, how's it going? Mr. Edelman, yesterday sucked. Sabres, Rangers, Canes, and Kraken all suck. Well, no, they don't all suck. Maybe they all lost yesterday, but they don't all suck. Especially the Canes. That was their first loss yet this year. And they faced Vegas, who's a very good team. So there you go. But next game, the New Jersey Devils plus 100 here. Toronto Maple Leafs minus 120. And a total of 6 here in this one. In net, I just have almost said on the mound. Yes, my brain is thinking about baseball still. Congrats to the Blue Jays making it to the World Series last night. Good job by Springer. That's going to be an iconic home run. But that's why I was about to say on the mound. But in net in this game, Jake Allen for the New Jersey Devils, 2-0-0, 1.88 goals against average, 934 save percentage. He's been really good so far this season with Markstrom out. You should expect Allen to get a lot of starts. And for the Leafs, Stolars, 2-2-1, 2.78 goals against average, 897 save percentage. So kind of average, I guess, numbers here for Stolars. How are these two teams doing recently? Well, the Devils started their season off with a loss against the Carolina Hurricanes, which most teams are losing against. A 6-3 loss there. But since then, they've won 4 in a row. Tampa Bay and Columbus on the road, Florida, Edmonton at home. And 3 of those 4 games they've won by multiple goals. So the Devils playing very well so far this year, and that's why they jumped up my power rankings this week. The Leafs, back-to-back losses against Detroit, a win against Nashville, a win against the Rangers in overtime, and then an overtime loss to Seattle in their last game. Leafs 3-1-1 at home overall, so playing good at home, 3-2-1 in the season. I don't think they're necessarily playing their best yet, but they are winning games for the most part. Well, 3-3, so 500. How have these teams done against each other in the past? Toronto 7-2 in the last 9 meetings, so they have done well. However, if you look at the last 4 in Toronto, it's a little bit of a different story. The Devils 3-0-1 in their last 4 trips to Toronto. So Leafs have had the success overall, but the Devils have been having more success in Toronto recently. Recent games, 5 overs, 1 under, and 1 game finished with 6 goals. So previous history says that this is probably a high-scoring game. And I wouldn't talk anyone off the draw on this game. Toronto's gone to overtime in back-to-back games. The Devils haven't gone to overtime yet this year. Really, 4 of their 5 games have been settled by either 2 goals on either side. 3-2 win against Columbus, so close one there. But I think this is going to be a close, exciting game. And I'll take a player prop here. Dawson Mercer, over half a point, plus 124 for the New Jersey Devils. In this one, Mercer, has a point in 4 consecutive games for the Devils, obviously in all 4 of their wins here, and 6 of his last 8 games going back to last season. He's on the second line with Nico Hischier and Timo Meier, so great line mates to have, and he's on the top power play. So he's been having success there. Mercer, scoring, assisting. He's been kind of doing it both here recently for the Devils. So I'll take him just to get a point, plus 124 here in this one. Looking at other players playing well here. Dun, dun, dun. We'll start with shots on goal. Don't really see much value there. Jack Hughes over 3.5 shots on goal back-to-back games, plus 110. Point props. Obviously, I mentioned Dawson Mercer here. William Nylander over 1.5 points. He's done that 3 games in a row, plus 196. Morgan Riley over half a point back-to-back games, plus 114. Goal props, not a whole lot of value here. Jack Hughes has scored in back-to-back games, plus 180 for him. Assist props, Nylander and Jesper Bratt, both assists in 3 consecutive games. Minus 117 for Nylander, minus 105 for Bratt. Could be some value there. And power play point props, Jesper Bratt and Jack Hughes, both a power play point in 3 consecutive games, plus 200, plus 210 for them. So they've had success. And Nylander, power play point in back-to-back games, plus 200 for the Leafs here in this game. No depth for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl goal and Pinto. All right. I didn't know Corey Perry returns tonight. Okay, interesting news. Leon Draisaitl has 17 goals in 26 games versus the Senators and 9 goals in 9 games on 28 shots against Linus Hallmark. All right, so Draisaitl goal is probably a good look here. What are the odds looking like for that? Let's see. Plus 115. Plus 110 to plus 115. So still plus money, but barely there, but great numbers, yeah. Both Noah Phillip goals have been the Oilers' first goal of the game. Okay. If I was playing his goal prop with how big a plus money it is, I would just play it by itself, but I can only imagine what the odds are for the first goal. Devils money line and in reg. Toronto is hungover. Not the Leafs. The Blue Jays, yeah, they're hungover. Dodgers in 4. Whoa, okay. Yeah, the Dodgers are going to win. They are. I believe that. But I think the Jays they're not going to lose 4 in a row. I think the Jays are going to have some success. They're not going to get swept. Hopefully. Austin Matthews has 21 goals in 21 games against the Devils, 15 goals in 19 games against Allen. All right. Meier anytime goal, was on a streak. I bet him in the last game. He didn't score. I'm not betting him tonight. So good choice by you, Richie, because he'll probably score. Yeah. Dakota Joshua has 2 goals in 2 games versus Allen. All right. Plus 850. Devs will have their first draw tomorrow against the Wild. Okay. I'll take the Wild getting a point. I'll take it. So a Draisaitl Matthews goal prop parlay. Jonathan Davis, question mark. Are we betting Shane Pinto anytime goal? Of course. We have to rewind a little bit, Mr. Robert. Matthews has really good numbers versus the Devils. There we go. But on to the most exciting game, the game that everybody's waiting for. This is the number one game that everyone will be watching here on the Tuesday night slate. No, I'm kidding. Not a lot of people will probably watch this game, but hey, we've got some young, really good young players on both teams here. And while the Islanders have been old and slow in the past, they've been a bit more exciting to watch this year. So I'll have to give them that. But San Jose Sharks, New York Islanders, the Sharks plus 185 road dogs, the Islanders minus 225 home favorites, and a total 6.5 here in this one. And bear with me for a second as I go up and find Yaroslav Askarov confirmed for the Sharks. 0-1-1 with a 6.45 goals against average, 831 save percentage. Ilya Sorokin 1-3 with a 4.12 goals against average and an 861 save percentage. So both goalies have really, really struggled here. And so it makes sense why we're seeing a 6.5 in this one. I looked at the Islanders team total. I was going to take the Islanders team total over 3.5, but then I saw it was like minus 135, minus 140. I thought, okay, well, I'm not doing that. I don't trust the Islanders that much. But this has been a team the Islanders have liked to face. 5-0-1 in the last 6 between the teams. And the Islanders have scored at least 4 in 6 consecutive games against the Sharks. So the Islanders score goals against the Sharks 4-2-1 to a total of 6. So for a 6.5 in the last 7 games, 4 overs, 3 unders. So we should have a high scoring game here between these two teams, but I'm not looking at a side here. For me, give me Matthew Schaefer over half an assist at plus 125 in this game. He has a point in all 5 games for the Islanders this year. His point prop was at minus 105 this morning, and then it moved to minus 125. So instead of giving out the minus 125 for the point prop, I went with the assist here, plus 125. Great value against a Sharks team that gives up a ton of goals. The Islanders, as I said, have had a lot of success against the Sharks. The Islanders are scoring 4 goals here, which I believe they will. Schaefer, I think, can get an assist, which he's done in 4 or 5 games this season. So we'll take him plus 125 here in the game of the night that everyone is so excited for. I'm kidding, but looking at point prop or shot props, I don't really see anything there. Point props, guys on streaks. Jean-Gabriel Pageau, 3 games in a row with a point, is plus 152. So there could be some value there. Goal streaks, Bo Horvat back-to-back games with a goal for the Islanders. Assists, Jonathan Drouin and Matthew Schaefer, both assists in 3 consecutive games. Drouin minus 105, Schaefer plus 125, and Barzal and Pageau back-to-back games with an assist. The Sharks do score some goals, but not a lot of people on any kind of streaks right now. So not a lot of props for the Sharks in this one. Team total for San Jose, over 2.5. Okay. I wonder what the odds are for that. 2.5, so yeah, pretty low number. Because Sorokin hasn't been his normal self at all. I can see Schaefer getting 2 points tonight versus a bad team. Yeah, I agree. Hopefully not 2 goals. Hopefully not 2 goals. Please get an assist. I would appreciate that. But we will move on along to our next game. And we've got the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. Florida, minus 155 road favorites. The Bruins, plus 130 home dogs. A total of 5.5 in this game. I feel like there's something I should mention about this game. I don't know what it is, but we'll think about it here for a couple minutes. If there's anything special going on in this game, maybe you guys in the chat, let me know if there's anything we should know or anything I should mention about this game. Sergei Bobrovsky, 3-2 with a 2.02 goals against average for the Panthers. Jeremy Swayman likely for Boston. 2-2 with a 2.76 goals against average, 917 save percentage. So pretty similar numbers overall for Bobrovsky and Swayman. Obviously, Bobrovsky's goals against average is a bit lower. Looking at previous meetings between these teams, Florida 2-1-1 against Boston last year. 3 of the 4 games went over 6.5. So we actually saw some high-scoring games between these teams last year. Looking at recent games for the teams this year, Panthers on a 4-game losing streak. And that's why they had to make a drastic fall in my power rankings. But Boston's also on a 4-game losing streak. So somebody's about to break their losing streak, and somebody's about to lose 5 in a row here in this one. The Panthers have scored 2 goals total their last 3 games. And then 4 goals total during this 4-game losing streak. They scored 2 goals against Philadelphia, 1 against Detroit, 1 against New Jersey, and then they got shut out to Buffalo in their last game. All 4 of these games on the road, the Panthers have lost all 4. Boston, they've lost 4 games in a row, 4-3 to Tampa Bay, 6-5 to Vegas, 4-1 to Colorado, and then 3-2 to the Utah Mammoth in their last game. For me, I'm not betting anything in this game. But obviously, I see I'll go to the chat here in a few minutes. But yes, you can't not talk about this game tonight without talking about Brad Marchand making his return to Boston. Brad Marchand probably scores a goal tonight. He probably does. But I'm not betting it. But I, of course, have to mention it here in this game because how could I possibly do a hockey show and leave out such an important piece of information here? Because it is. This is going to be an emotional game for Marchand. Whether that helps him offensively or not, for me, I could see this game being tied, and I can see Brad Marchand getting the overtime winner against his former team. So, just storybook magic. We'll see if that's the case here. But shots and goal props, nobody's really on a lot. No value there. Point props, Pavel Zacha, a point plus 104, which he's done in 5 of 7 games this year. So 2 games he didn't get a point. Goal streaks right now, not a lot of people. Marchand anytime goal is plus 215, and he has scored in 3 of his last 6 games, but he hasn't scored in back-to-back games. But there's value. There's value. A 215 is at Bet Rivers, plus 175 to plus 190 in most spots. So if you're looking at Marchand. Assist props, Charlie McAvoy 3 games in a row with an assist, plus 157, but that's basically it. Not a lot of guys on streaks in this game. So a no play for me in this one. We'll go to the chat. Marchand goal. There you go. Marchand. Shootout? Oh, shots and goal. I could see that. Robert thinks that the Bruins get the last laugh, plus 136. All right. I think Florida might pick it up versus Boston. You have to think, eventually. The 2-time defending champs, they've lost 4 in a row. Are they really going to lose 5 in a row? We'll see. Marchand Hattie. I could see that as well. And if he does that, I'll be really upset that I didn't bet it. But I'm mentioning it on the show for you guys, so that's what's important. But on to our next game that I'm breaking down, the LA Kings and the St. Louis Blues. Kings plus 110, road dogs. The St. Louis Blues minus 130, home favorites. Total of 5.5 here in this one. Anton Forsberg unconfirmed for the Kings. 1-1-1, 3.87 goals against average, 888 save percentage. For the Blues, it looks like Bennington 2-1, 2.8 goals against average, 882 save percentage. But was really good in the last game there against Dallas. 18 and 19 saves, so didn't really get tested a whole lot, but overall played well. And now we'll get a chance to face the LA Kings here in this one. And the Kings have not been getting blown out in games for the most part. But they've played 6 games and they have 1 win. And that's why they also had to make a drastic drop in my power rankings. Looking at their last 4 games, 3-2 loss to Winnipeg, 4-3 shootout loss to Minnesota, 4-2 loss to Pittsburgh, and then a 4-3 overtime loss to Carolina. So Kings struggling. Their only win was against Vegas, a 6-5 shootout win. So they could easily have no wins had they not won that one. The Blues on the other side, a couple really bad games at home against the Wild and the Hawks, but their other 3 games, good wins, 4-2 against Calgary, 5-2 against the Vancouver Canucks, and 3-1 against Dallas in their last game. For me here, I would be looking at the St. Louis Blues in this game. If you want to go money line at minus 130, or if you want to go within regulation, it's a little bit risky within regulation just because the Kings have been a team that have gone to overtime lately. 3 of the last 6 meetings between these teams has gone to overtime, but the Blues 4-0-1 in the last 5 between the teams. The Blues, in my opinion, in better form right now, and I like them here to kind of pick up where they left off in their last game. So minus 130, or you could go within regulation at plus 120, something around that range. Looking at player props for this game, shots and goal props, not a whole lot of value there. Point props, again, players, not a lot of value. Guys on streaks, Byfield, but minus 132. Buchnevich, minus 145. Fiala, minus 165. If you want to bet Kevin Fiala, bet his goal prop. 3 games in a row with a goal for Fiala, plus 195. Jake Neighbors had his 3-game goal streak snapped, but still in the top line there, facing the LA Kings here. I think Jake Neighbors has a good chance to score a goal here in this one. Assist props, Byfield, 3 games in a row, plus 157. Pavel Buchnevich, 4 games in a row, plus 115. Kempe, plus 111. He got one in his last game. But we'll go to the chat. Blues team total over 3.5, plus 136. And the full game over 5.5, minus 120. Okay, so Robert likes goals. Last 4 games between the teams have gone under 5.5. So that's the only thing that scares me here. And then really this Kings team, I guess they're going to get a taste of what it's like, not like with Kopitar being injured right now. They're kind of going to see what it's going to be like without him. And I don't think it's going to be very good for this Kings team without Kopitar. He's just such an important player on this team. So I think that's going to hurt them. But final game I'm breaking down solo, and then I'll go to the remaining games on the slate. Colorado, minus 140, road favorites. Utah, plus 120, home dogs, and a total of 6. Here in this one, Kralovic, Melka likely for the Utah Mammoth. I believe Wedgwood is still unconfirmed. Yes, still unconfirmed here. Wedgwood 5-0-1 with a 1.48 goals against average and a 938 save percentage. Colorado has a good defense. I think that's pretty clear because and hey, no, I have to give Wedgwood credit too. He's off to a great start, but I think that really says a lot about the defense for the Avalanche, that his numbers are that good. On the other side, though, Karel Vejmelka, his numbers are great this season too. 3-1, 1.99 goals against average, and a 911 save percentage. Utah has been really good defensively so far this season. For me, I've been betting this for a few games now. I'm going to stick with it. Give me Nick Schmaltz, over half an assist, plus 140. Schmaltz also has been scoring goals and has been kind of making me nervous because I've been on his assist prop and he's been going out and scoring goals. But a hat trick there in the game against San Jose ended up getting my assist for me. And then 2 assists in the last game. He has one in 6 of his last 7 games, going back to last season, 5 of 6 games this year. So plus 140, just great value with him. So we'll take him at plus 140 for an assist. And then looking at other players on streaks here, shots and goal props. Nick Schmaltz has been good with shots on goal, not so much in the last game, but he had been cashing before that. Point props, Arturi Lehkonen in back-to-back games, minus 122. Brent Burns, 4 games in a row with a point, he's plus 147. But he also has an assist in 4 games in a row, plus 182. So Brent Burns providing offense on that third pair for Colorado, and that's what Brent Burns does. He's obviously an offensive guy. Clayton Keller, back-to-back games with a goal. McKinnon, Gunther, and Natris all scored in their last game. Logan Cooley scored as well. So guys to look at for goals. Assist props, as I mentioned, Brent Burns, Nick Schmaltz as well. Lehkonen, Keller, Landeskog, all on 2-game assist streaks here in this one. Go to the chat here. Utah money line, plus 120. Line screams Utah. All right. It's like they want you to bet the Avs at only minus 140. Well, Utah's played well at home here. And obviously these two teams have already faced each other. And it was a pretty close game. So McKinnon anytime goal plus 110. He's on fire. Yes. Yes, he is. Except the one game that I bet him. He didn't score then. But it is what it is, I guess. Other games on the slate that I did not break down here. Let me go back up here. Vancouver and Pittsburgh. Bear with me for a second. Vancouver 3-2-1 in the last 6 meetings between the teams. 5 games in a row have gone over 6.5. So we've seen some very high scoring games between the Canucks and the Penguins. And then goaltending matchup here. Bear with me for a second. Artur Silvos will be facing his former team for the Penguins. Kevin Lankinen for the Vancouver Canucks. Players on streaks. Let's see here. Point streaks. Pricey. Goal streaks. Crosby back-to-back games with a goal. And Malkin back-to-back games with a goal. So the big guns are scoring for the Penguins. Quinn Hughes, an assist 3 games in a row, but minus 148. No value there. Connor Garland, plus 150 for an assist. He's got one in 3 games in a row. Let's see. Seattle and Washington. Guys on streaks here. Jordan Eberle, point prop, plus 100. 3 games in a row for him. John Carlson. 3 games in a row for him, minus 102. And Carlson scored in the last one instead of an assist. So he's been mostly on an assist streak there. But for the Seattle Kraken, Yanni Nyman on the 4th line, back-to-back games with a goal. He's plus 800. So there is some value there with him. Washington 5-2-1 in the last 8 meetings between the teams. 0-5-1 to a total of 6. So 5 unders and 1 game finished with 6 goals. So we usually see lower scoring games between those two teams, as I think we'll see here in this one. Anaheim, Nashville. I don't know. I'm not going to be even paying attention that this game exists tonight. Anaheim 5-1 in the last 6 meetings between the teams. So they've had success, 2-2-1 to a total of 6. But the Ducks have not impressed me this season. They have expectations. They have not quite lived up to it yet. I want no part in the side at all in this game. Guys on streaks. Let's see here. We're not seeing a whole lot. Cutter Gauthier over 3.5 shots on goal, plus 135. He's done that in 4 of his last 5 games. But not a lot of guys on streaks there. Columbus, Dallas. Dallas 5-2 in the last 7 meetings, 4 consecutive games over 6.5. So we've seen a lot of high-scoring games between the Stars and the Jackets. I think we could see a high-scoring one here as well. Looking at point props here. The biggest guys in streaks, Wyatt Johnston and Kirill Marchenko, but minus 180, minus 145. Not a lot of value there. Mikko Rantanen has scored in back-to-back games, plus 135. Marchenko has been a guy scoring for the Jackets, and then Johnston had his goal streak end, but this is a good spot for him to get back on it again. And then Harley's point/assists streak came to an end. That's basically it. And that is it for the Tuesday NHL slate. Go back into the chat here before we head on out. Ovi, Draisaitl, Matthews, anytime goal parlay, plus 750. Best of luck. Capitals puck line. I can see it. And Jonathan has stats to back that up. Kraken were 0-12 last season on the second half of a back-to-back, losing 11 of 12 by 2 goals or more and scored 2 goals or less in 11 of 12. Wow. And it's going to be Grubauer, right, in net? So, I would be looking at Washington here in this game in some form. But that is the show for today. Great show, Terry. Best of luck. Thanks, Richie. Best of luck to you as well. Best of luck to everyone watching. Power Rankings video is up. Make sure to go check it out. Only one team stayed in the same spot. A lot of teams moved. Go check out the video. Let me know in the comments section. Who do I have too high? Who do I have too low? And who's been the biggest surprise for you guys this year in the NHL, positively or negatively? Let me know in the comments of that Power Rankings video or this video. Doesn't matter. But that's today's show. 3 games tomorrow, but 3 pretty good games. So we'll probably do a show tomorrow, but probably won't be a whole lot of plays with just 3 games. But thank you guys for watching. Best of luck on the slate today. If you're looking for my premium plays, available at picksandparlays.net. Link is in the description below. If you want to become a member, $4.99 a month. Gets you early access to videos and helps keep the channel going. And that's basically it. Juan says, thanks, Terry. Thanks, Juan. Best of luck tonight. Best of luck, everyone. We'll see you on the next show.